I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is, in fact, taking over SWIFT. In that, we've now signed up, well over 100 banks. Some of the largest SWIFT-enabled banks in the world are now using Ripple's technology. Just last week we saw a remittance company who's using Ripple's technology. They reduced the price per transaction to their consumers from $20 per transaction to $2 per transaction, and they saw an 800% increase in usage overnight. That's the type of dynamic that SWIFT isn't able to support that we're able to address right now.
Wells Fargo, a significant player in the financial world, has published projections regarding the value of XRP in September of 2023. This is not just me saying it for the sake of putting it out there. It is a fact. They have created it at a price that has everyone impressed and buzzing, and maybe more fascinatingly, they have set a deadline for this in advance, which is something that goes beyond just anticipating the price of XRP. We have all the information that pertains to the event that is going to take place within the next 2 to 7 days. And in this episode, we will break down elements that many people overlooked. To begin, as per usual, I would like to welcome you all back to my channel. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button if this is your first time joining us. That way you won't miss out on any of the most recent information regarding XRP or any other most recent information regarding XRP or any other cryptocurrency. Please accept my gratitude and let us proceed. Wells Fargo is considered to be one of the titans. They are in the financial industry and have their headquarters in the United States. They provide services to over 70 million customers who are located in 35 different countries. As a company, they are a financial powerhouse in their industry with a valuation of $1 trillion in interactions with consumers all around the world. I can't help but question whether or not Wells Fargo is putting itself in a position where they can work together and whether or not it would be reasonable for them to utilize Ripple to convince decision makers to consider XRP provided something more than just a price projection. However, a time frame might be within the bounds of the law. The repercussions in the event that their projections are wrong employ convincing evidence to support their points, and it seems more genuine now that I've dove into them, an exhaustive inquiry, and since we are traveling through time till the 16th of March in 2022 to gain a better understanding of the inner workings of the Wells Fargo and Ripple relationships. Yes, Ripple has a collaboration with Wells Fargo to advance the development of a quick successor, and they are now working on it. This is the most interesting face of Ripple, and it is the focus of our conversation today. This is not a collaboration with Wells Fargo in any way. Recent courtship records and governmental mentions unequivocally establish that their particular relationship was fruitful, with the well-known cryptocurrency Ripple serving as the clearinghouse. The Ali Adapt technology may be cast into the shadows. Instead, the focus should be placed on developing a real-time and RTP mechanism for payments, as well as on developing a smooth digital currency transfer system among Wells Fargo accounts that are eligible in the blink of an eye. This alliance directly contradicts SWIFT's huge presence and sets everything out for digital customers in Fargo. The new internet service contract for Fargo lays everything out. In addition, if you are uncertain as to the particular nature of given Ripple's association with Wells Fargo, it is very evident that they have been business partners in the past, although the partnership wasn't explicitly marketed in 2022, in part because Ripple was knee-deep in a key issue, litigation with the SEC. It was widely feared that Ripple would lose. This was one among the reasons Shannon Throp, who covers financial and business news, the support manager at Wells Fargo, has made the audacious prediction that the price of XRP will surge to the 2,000 foot level during the next 2 to 7 months. At this moment, dollars are equivalent to $3,000. It is important to keep in mind that Shannon isn't just any person. She holds a key position within Wells Fargo, which is one of the most important and largest financial institutions in the world, a company that has large funds and could have connections to. This isn't just having a whisper, ripple, or internal discussion about it. Shannon just referred to speculations regarding insiders. She did not mention any sources. The audacious step of tweeting it in order to further increase fascination for people all over the world to observe Rob Cunningham, a researcher working at Cowell, brought attention to Shannon's setting for prediction, which is currently all the rage in the crypto industry. Thornton, who is also XRP, hired another analyst, chimed in on the projection capabilities of XRP and estimated a range of prices between $100 and between September 2023 and 2023. The sheer audacity of such a forecast has sparked a cascade of comments that suggested the possible ascent for huge stakes. He begins his analysis by recognizing that BuzzXRP and the growing hope for its usage will now take the lead for individuals who are interested in Shannon's tweet. He also acknowledges that these factors have been present for some time. In a nutshell, the Wells Fargo Management Division, and the nutshell, the Wells Fargo Management Division, and the price of XRP have been the subject of numerous conversations. Occupying such a high position at Wells Fargo, her forthright comment reveals how sure she is in this projection. This provides a significant deal of speculative significance, which must be considered in order to grasp the significance of her words. When can we anticipate the debut of the service? The XRP community seems to be more disorganized than it has ever been. A group that conducts a thorough analysis of graphs that are created from short-term trends and price forecasts that are based on historical data, and the present trend of Bitcoin Group Champions utility, which states that strategic price increases will emerge from collaborations and system upgrades, historically is called a champions group. Neither point of view consistently delivers what it promises, and it's very likely that the uninitiated will continue to experience this pattern in the future. Let there be no confusion. XRP is not considered to be a security. Why, therefore, do we persist in treating it as one whenever evaluating its price based on comparable products as if they were conventional securities associated with currency? This tactic does not only appear to be ridiculous, it also seems to inhibit the Ripple team from making any progress toward reaching their primary goal from years ago, which was to shift the status quo truly. A strong conviction in one's resources is required for her in order to make forecasts a sum that does not have a deadline or clarity on amounts from numerous sources, the participants exhibiting the irregular nature of these forecasts as demonstrated by the lack of clarity on numbers. Since the Federal Reserve released a statement a little over a week or so ago, every factor has taken on a more active role in the market before the SEC's ruling on Ripple time is running out, and the Senate has just received a suggestion for a crypto rule. This puts us in a position today where congressional legislation is being considered. The Fed meeting will begin in approximately 9 days. Pilot aligned with the bank, and without a bill, people looking for a price forecast on it is essential to take into account a variety of factors. 3 XRP are now in circulation, but 2 of them have previously been burnt to make room for the XRP that have been allotted to the various big financial institutions across the world, given to the XRP developer who created it. XRP that is now available on various exchanges and liquidity centers would indicate that there are between 50 and 75 billion XRP at the very most in order to maintain a constant every given liquidity load strength that is necessary to distribute things across different dimensions such as time. Between 300 and 1,000 banks act as liquidity providers for various governments. The following are some simple calculations that evaluate 75 billion XRP per person based on the price of $1. You will receive a total of $1.75 billion for each bank, which is equivalent to the liquidity of 1,000 banks. If $1 of XRP were worth $1 million, the supplier would have to lay aside $75. It is possible that smaller banks depend more heavily on various sources of liquidity in contrast to larger banks, which would have greater shares of the market.